Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at City Builder Ancient World. I really like the cover for this. I don't like the inside of the cover because that's ugly, but the outside of the cover looks great. I don't know, they're building a Colosseum here, which coincidentally looks a lot like the Colosseum that's been destroyed. But I just think there's something about the artwork that I like. So this is from Inside Up Games, and they have a very popular game called Summit. And I like Summit if you play it cooperatively, because see, Summit comes with cooperative and competitive rules. I think that does not work almost ever. Like 99% of the time I think it doesn't work. Well, guess what? City Builder also has competitive and cooperative rules. All right, well, let's take a look. Okay, so let's talk about how the competitive game works. In between each group of players, so if I'm playing with 3 players, there'll be one of these on each side of me. And you're always going to place these purple settlers in the middle. There's little purple numbers underneath them to show that. After that, it's random. You can have multiples of the same color. You'll pull them from a bag to put them out on the board. These are okay looking wood pieces, but this matters a lot because as the game goes by, you're going to be taking these and placing them on your board. And at the end of the game, you're going to get the points that you can see on your side. So you can never take the last ones. Let's say this player takes the green and the blue, and I take the purple. Nobody can take this orange one now. And it's the same way in both. The purple one is the hardest one to get on the table, but it's also worth a lot of points. So this is one of the main ways to get points. Players are going to have a handful of starting tiles. So let's say I'm this player, and I'll have the red starting tiles in your hand. But then there's a big stack of tiles, there's more than this, that you'll be drawing to play over the course of the game. On your turn, you have to put down a tile. And what you're trying to do, and it's a little hard to see, honestly, I wish they had made these a little easier, but you're trying to enclose sections. So here I have a district that has a red, these 2 generic white buildings, and a green building in it. Here's a smaller district with a blue and a red building in it. Once you have a district completed, you can put someone in it as long as the prerequisites are met, and you have to pull them from your side. So if this red one was all the way here on the end of my thing, I can place that red one, and I need 1 small red building and 1 building that's not red. And then I can place it in one of these empty districts. To put out these bigger ones, you would need 2 red buildings and then another non-red building to put them out, while the purples require even more buildings than that. And so putting these out in districts is a way to get points, and I've already mentioned how you do that. The other way that players are going to get points are if you can build exactly a small district here. Let me show you. One that looks like a rectangle like this. And you have the buildings in that rectangle that match one of these 3 face-up tiles in the middle of the table, which will keep being replenished. You can place one of those here. Now, I can't do that because this is it shows an orange, a red, and a blue building, so I would need 2 reds. But let's say this was there. Now there's 2 reds. No citizens in this spot yet, so I put the city gate here, and now at the end of the game, I get 2 victory points for each landmark of 1 color on a single tile. Unfinished districts do not count statues. So these are all going to get points. This gives 3 points for each district in your city that has 3 or more settlers in it. This one here, plus 2 victory points for each tile in a street for its longest continuous straight line. And that's that. You are basically doing those 2 things. You're building districts, and then you're going to be adding settlers or putting out monuments, building monuments. You have to add a tile on your turn. But after that, you can discard your tiles from your hand. But if you do that, you put them on the bottom of the stack because sometimes you're looking for specific tiles. And then you'll draw. This game continues until all the tiles are gone. Then you'll add up the victory points for the cleared spots here on your settler board and for the different monuments that you've built over the course of the game. As I said at the beginning, there's also a cooperative play version of this game. In this one, you'll have different monuments that you can build, and you also have a bunch of these objectives that you need to build together. This is also similar to solo play. So that's how you play. As you can see from me going over to competitive rules, those are the rules that I prefer. I don't think the cooperative version of this game is bad per se, but also who cares? Now, I like this game. It's a tile laying game. I do wish there was some much I wish that the tiles weren't so busy. They just don't look as great on the table as they should. In fact, nothing looks as great on the table. You know, when you give me a citizen, but I have no idea how to place it. I think it's a house or whatever. I thought that the colors were okay. That the board, you're building a city in front of you. I think that sort of thing is cool. I think they could have, like the backgrounds and stuff, I just think it could have been a much nicer looking game. It feels a little unpolished in its looks. As for play, this is a very, very fraught tug of war affair. You are trying to build these out as quickly as you can, or you're building monuments, or you're doing some mixture of both. There's not a lot of combo, and in fact, this game is not particularly difficult. It is, what I mean by difficult is there's not a whole lot of variety in how you're playing, so you're kind of focusing on a few things. You're looking for buildings of different shapes and sizes, and districts, so you can build those, and you can do that. I really like the fact that at the end of your turn, you can discard a couple tiles at the bottom of the deck. They're going to show up again, but if you're looking for, say, a blue building, you play one, you discard your other two, you draw three, hopefully you'll get what you get, what you're looking for, and that focuses you and takes a lot of the randomness out of the game. I mean, there's still going to be randomness. Sometimes you get that tile that just works well. Sometimes you discard and you're looking for a blue building, and there isn't one. But there's usually something else you can build. I like the way that these little monuments, which I think are really cool, I like how you put them in your city. That's neat. It takes up the spot of citizens, but you're hopefully going to get some sort of cool bonus from them. This victory column says this city must have a street 5 tiles long in a continuous straight line. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool, you know. But this is this one that's kind of tricky to pull off. But if you do pull it off, also, by the way, you can use the artwork on the back when you put them in. I think that's kind of neat, too. But it just feels like it gives you some sort of accomplishment as you're building your city. The only thing I would say that this game fumbles a little bit gameplay-wise, like I said, I think it could look a little nicer. But gameplay-wise, I would say the end of the game fizzles a bit. Near the end of the game, as you are drawing tiles and you're just placing the last stuff on the board, so you can't finish your district, there's citizens, maybe this citizen thing between you already is mostly done. You know, you've come up to that last one in between you all, the monuments out there. So it does tend to occasionally have these final couple turns, and they're not very long turns, so there's that where you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're done. That being said, I did enjoy this game. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. It is a fun tile laying game, and you know what? For everyone saying, oh, there's so many tile laying games, there really isn't. There's not a lot of tile laying games that are produced every year. So building this city here is good, and this fascinates me because you're kind of fighting back and forth on this. It's not tug of war, but it's like a chicken, because I want to pull these off as quickly as I can, and I definitely want to get those purple ones out there. That middle purple one is 7 points, which in this game is massive. But to do that, not only do I have to do the 2 buildings before that, I have to have you not do the 2 buildings on your side. And you know that, so there's a bit of a Cold War aspect to it. Also, I just like growing cities, so that also takes a little bit into my play of me liking the game. So definitely one to check out. Like I said, in the cooperative game, I'd probably give that a 6. I just don't really care that much about it. I don't think it's bad, but it's just okay. But still, hey, you get both rule sets, so you can play either one of them. So that's City Builder Ancient World. Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Vasel. This is The Dice Tower.